Good. Okay.
Okay, so macro mode or some shit. Okay.
Let's get you in frame there.
Sit in a fucking cushion.
Is that good? Or you...
Yeah, that's good enough, I reckon. Shut it all up.
Okay.
Alright, well, fire away with your intro.
Hey guys, welcome to Laowinners 6,000 subscribers celebration and Q&A. As you know, me and Winston usually do a Q&A where we answer your questions, or the ones we find entertaining or useful for you guys every time we hit a 1,000 mark on subscribers. I want to say thanks first for subscribing this long. For everyone that came over from Winston's channel, thank you so much. And I hope you guys keep enjoying what I've been putting out there. But anyway, without further ado, I will explain tonight. Instead of doing the usual beer, I was gifted this very expensive Baijiu. Now, unfortunately, all Baijiu doesn't taste very good.
Yeah. Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
You know, Baijiu is that's China's alcohol. Okay, China makes that. That's their pride and joy. It's like wine from France, or like vodka from Russia. But there, at least in our experience, there is no good tasting Baijiu, but you get incredibly expensive Baijiu.
Sure. Like this, I can't remember, in the thousands of RMB.
Yeah.
We'll never ever put it to good use, so figured I would entertain you guys with it tonight. So this is a Wuliangye, which is a kind of Mao Tai from Baijiu. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, we will drink one shot of this Baijiu, 52% alcohol.
Yeah, it's awful, by the way.
Right. This is the best Baijiu I've ever had, but it's still awful.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an open mind because I've never tried this type. I once had a 25,000 RMB bottle of Mao Tai that was once gifted to me by some government officials years ago.
Right.
And it tasted to me pretty much the same as the cheap 5 RMB bottles that you can buy downstairs.
But sometimes buy some of that Ten Kuai Dongbei Fang, they call it, to mix with Sprite. If there's a bunch of people over and we're just messing around. This is marginally better than that, but it's much more expensive.
I can smell it from here.
Smell it from here. So, to your first 1,000 subscribers, thank you so much for the first 2 years of me being in China. Thank you for sticking with me. Yeah.
Yeah, just like every other Baijiu, really. It's got like a pineapple-y aftertaste. It's like literally terrible. It's terrible. It's like drinking industrial alcohol.
For some reason, it tastes like when you chew on a brown paper bag to me.
I don't know about that. It just burns. It's really harsh. It's really, really harsh.
Yeah.
It's the kind of stuff that makes you blind.
This won't, because we know how expensive it is, so we'll be okay.
Yeah. We know how stylish those expensive clothes, those polo shirts are. And
the more we drink, the more enthusiastic we'll become. Sorry, we're so depressed. Number 1. This is from Ivan Basikovich. Poor Chinese midgets. They are overpopulated, brainwashed by dumb ideology, poisoned by cyanide. They eat insects. Their women are flat and short-legged. Yet they proudly show animal killings. What else could they? I'm sorry, I just read the wrong one. I want to say to Ivan, are you okay, bro?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. What? Oh, that guy, you okay? Yeah. Well, I mean, don't worry about the cyanide poisoning them, because
we're taking the bullet.
This is gonna do it. Never mind cyanide. Anyway, yeah, continue. Demure.
I'm sorry. Our red car tide was what I wanted to say. Do Chinese ever have their tigers poached for their bones and skins? So, like wild tigers in Asia and India. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, there's this horrible thing going on in China where people believe that if you eat a certain part of an animal, especially if it's like a strong animal,
right,
then that will reflect.
Give you strength.
Like if you eat a brain, it makes you smart. If you eat an arm, it makes your arm strong. If you eat a penis, it makes you more, better in bed.
Right.
Nonsense like that. So yeah, it does happen. And unfortunately, actually a short while ago, they captured that guy, that businessman who was eating tiger meat.
Oh, okay.
And remember, he paid to for these guys to kill tigers.
Right.
But he went to jail, so they're cracking down on it.
Okay. I do want to reiterate that although it's like a Chinese phenomenon, mostly Cantonese people eat that stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of a Guangdong thing down here.
I don't want to sell anyone out, so I'm not going to name any names, but someone told me, and I know them personally, and I know where this place is, told me of a restaurant in a mountain in Huizhou that only serves endangered animals. Like lynx and tiger and bear paw and all that kind of stuff. Which, fuck off.
Yeah,
Seriously.
this is ridiculous. Who wants to eat that stuff anyway?
That's a bit much, isn't it?
Hey, maybe we could go troll them and find this place and like expose them to the whole world.
Yeah, we'd also get like kneecapped or something.
And deported. Okay, so we'll do it some other time.
With masks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Anyway. Yeah, we don't. By the way, we don't agree with like endangered animals and stuff. So yeah.
I'm going to go on record and say I'm not one of these like animal lover type people. I like animals, but I'm not in PETA. But some of the stuff I've seen here is just unnecessary. Like that pig the other day.
Yeah.
What happened in that video?
Just guy cutting off a piglet's head.
Come on.
Anyway, it's gross. Look. It's kind of common in developing countries where there's very little respect for animals. But yeah, the endangered animals thing, it is a problem in China. But without being too doom and gloom, it is stepping up. People are going to jail for this kind of thing. They are clamping down on it. So it is on the positive, on the up and up. So,
sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, what's your next one?
From Anon number 1, LOL, are you riding on the sidewalk? This is from my video where I'm telling about everything new in my life when I was testing out the GoPro actually for the first time. Yes, I am riding on the sidewalk, but the only reason I'm riding on the sidewalk is because it's in a new development area, so there's no traffic around there, and I wanted to look at the lake and the developments they set up around there. However, this brings me to a point: do Chinese people drive on the sidewalk? Yes, all the time.
Absolutely. I actually want to interject as well because I get a lot of hassle from my village crawls in Shenzhen, where I'm riding my electrical bicycle, right, which. It's not a motorbike.
Right.
I'm on the sidewalk. Everyone's like, what are you doing on the sidewalk? It's because you have to ride on the sidewalk. There are no bike paths. In fact, the sidewalk is for pedestrians and bicycles, and by law you must ride on the sidewalk. And in fact, there are like painted
I was going to say, do you guys have those like greenway type lanes in there?
They're painted. It even has a little bicycle painted on there. But the pedestrians are ignorant to that, and they walk. They just walk on that bicycle lane, so you have to dodge in between them. So, for all the people that keep harping on about like, what are you doing on the sidewalk? You shouldn't be there. Actually, I should be there.
Should be there, and you're not running people over. You're in your designated lane.
Yeah.
I should not be riding a motorcycle on the sidewalk. However, I was in a place where there are no houses or people, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Anyway.
Cool.
Our next question comes from Kai Lu. Why are you in Huizhou, not in big city? Well, it's an easy question for me to answer. Number 1, Huizhou is the first place I came to. Number 2, Beijing and Shanghai have never appealed to me, although like when I went there, I understood why people go to a place like that, just like New York City or LA or Brisbane, or is Brisbane Australia? That's not a thing, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
I think Sydney and Melbourne are probably
Sydney and Melbourne. No, I'm just trying to appeal to people that
Perth, Darwin,
Perth, Darwin. No one lived in Darwin.
Yeah, Canberra.
Hot as hell.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Alice Springs.
Yeah. I understand the appeal of those places, and they're super international and awesome places to be, just like Winston knows he lives in Shenzhen. However, there's a lot of things that I miss out on when I go to big cities.
Oh yeah,
and that's the hassle.
Shenzhen is different to Beijing and Shanghai. And
for sure.
Like,
I'm just talking about cities in general, big cities in general. The hustle and bustle is competitive and exciting, and I actually do enjoy it. I like the social aspect of it, and I do like being around people. However, a lot of the things that I grew up with, I think, are really difficult for me to get over, like being I grew up in the forest, right? Like I need nature around me, and I like the idea that if I was in Shanghai, it would take me 3 hours to get outside the city on a bike, but in Huizhou I can do it in 10 to 15 minutes, and that's fantastic. Number 2, I can ride bikes here, which is a huge
yeah, that's something I miss out on in Shenzhen.
For sure.
I'm kind of opposite because I grew up in Africa, right? And I grew up on farms and out in the bush, and you know what, I'm tired of that. I'm done with it. I like cities, and coming to a place like Shenzhen, which is a big bustling city and it's really first rate, I really enjoy that. But that being said, I've been to Beijing and Shanghai, and I can't stand them because you may as well not be in China.
Right.
You just like
you miss out on that.
Like Beijing's just fake, like
it's a government facade,
fake culture. Like you go there, it's got all the old temples and stuff, but they've got like a new lick of paint.
Right.
It's just tourist stuff.
Shanghai's foreign.
Just foreigners, yeah. So you don't actually enjoy the real China when you're there. Sure, I mean you got people speaking Chinese and Chinese people there, but it's not like living in Huizhou or Shenzhen even, which is more Chinese.
Sure.
So yeah.
Actually, to go back on that, if I was going to recommend to my past self where to go in China when I first moved here, I actually wouldn't have come to a place like this, although it's really big and bustling now. When I came here, it was small.
Yeah.
I actually would have gone to a bigger city, probably like Shenzhen, Beijing, or Shanghai, one of those, because I want to immerse myself in that whole Chinese social scene.
Sure.
But like looking back on it, I'm kind of glad I didn't. But
Yeah,
like to
yeah.
any newbie out there, like don't come to some 8th tier city, because a lot of those foreigners end up going home real quick. They're either watching
Yeah.
DVDs in their apartments,
Yeah.
or they're trying to like be part of something, but it's just drinking at KTVs all night. It's the same
Sure,
thing over
sure,
and
sure.
over and over again.
Yeah, I can agree with you there. It's good to have the immersion, but it's also good to be able to have a few of the comforts from back home.
Sure.
Like coffee
Sure.
shops and you know, like
That's why third, second, and first tier. That's okay.
yeah.
That's okay.
I love Baijiu. That's why I'm here every week,
Right.
like, for our shop, obviously. But
Right.
you know, it's a break for me because Shenzhen is really a rat race, and Shenzhen
Right.
is, you know, it's fast paced, and
Right.
you know, everything, there's rules there, and it's much
Sure.
you know, come to Baijiu, it's a bit more of the Wild West,
Right,
you
right.
know? So it's more relaxed,
And you get
away.
outside of the city, and it's
Yeah.
definitely the Wild West,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
pretty cool. I like to have that at my doorstep.
Sure.
All right, thank you for the question. That was good. That means we have to for 2,000.
I'm still freaking recovering from the last one.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This was not meant to be fun.
No, yeah. You know, you got to understand, guys. This is not enjoyable to drink. It burns your insides, and it makes you feel terrible. You don't even get a nice drunk off of it. You know, you don't get like a buzz. It's just like you feel.
I feel like it'll
sick
come.
drunk.
It'll come.
You'll feel, yeah, but
You
feel,
make me sad.
I'm not. I'm just saying, like Baijiu, guys. Like, see how nice that bottle is. Like with the look at that. That looks beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah.
And you know what? That's the best part of it. Is it's just
Look at the set it came in over
yeah,
there.
yeah. It's
All right.
elaborate anyway.
Let's fucking do this. Oh, excuse me. Now, before you curse me,
Yeah,
because I'm cursing myself,
yeah. Ooh.
you did make me drink like 30 beers one time.
Yeah, we did drink 30 beers.
And that, like, I think I gained like 10 pounds after that.
Yeah, but I mean, it was fun though, because we were like,
Okay, well, don't say this isn't fun.
okay, no, I mean,
Yeah.
it's good. And for all
There's
of you,
something very sterile about this. We're
Well,
gonna continue.
it's rubbing alcohol. That's what makes it sterile. Anyway, yeah, let's continue. We'll get into it. I think the more we drink, the more it's gonna, yeah, because this stuff makes you drunk real quick. So you'll see. And before
This
I promise
is gonna be
you,
an hour long.
before this, that's fine. Before we came here and before we got all this heartburn and stuff, we only had one beer each, so we're still fresh.
Are we allowed to chase with water?
We should be able to allow to chase with something.
Maybe grab that cup over there, that Starbucks cup. Can we?
Starbucks.
Does it look? No. Does it make us look weak?
To have a Starbucks cup, I think so.
No, but I burned it. No, put water in it.
Did you burn it or break it?
Burned it.
Oh.
So Beard, if any of you know Kian Marabi, fuck off. You made me buy like a 200 kwai cup of Starbucks. I love you to death, man, but like, you said, I'm sick of this shit, so I got you this, but here, pay me for it. And enjoy your coffee. And I was like, thanks, Beard. And then I put it in the fucking dishwasher, and look at what happened. It's
You have
coming.
a dishwasher?
Yeah.
When did you get a dishwasher? I thought you had a dish sterilizer.
Sterilizer, I'm sorry. I misspoke. So yeah, this is what happened. Thank you, Starbucks, and thank you, Beard, for your awesome suggestion. Beautiful.
Starbucks manicure.
Should we do water shots after each one?
I think it's probably a good idea. We need a chaser. You know what? They wouldn't really know the difference if we just drank water.
True.
But yeah, we're honest guys, so.
And unlike some of the other videos we've done, I'm not actually going to cut this.
Okay, so it's all going to be like straight.
Live.
All right, that's fine.
And we get two more questions. Let's languish on these questions.
Only 2 questions?
No, 2 questions in between each
Oh,
one.
okay. All right, okay.
That's how I planned it. Actually, to go back to this goes back to that. The animal abuse thing. A lot of people have either lauded me, probably my biggest fans. Your biggest fans like you for what?
Helping them understand China.
Fantastic. That's also what I get too. But for the most part, people quote, I can't believe you ate dog meat. That's insane. You had so much balls to do that. And then 90% of the other people are like, I'm going to fucking kill you, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to read this. Lydia Langston says, you deserve to die exactly how the dog you ate did. And then the follow-up is Jessica Velazquez. Sorry.
Isn't that like Vasquez?
No, it's got an L.
Vasquez.
Okay, Velazquez. Why do
No,
you know
wait,
this
wait. I don't know. I'd say that's Velasquez.
shit? Thank you.
Velasquez, yeah, maybe.
She says,
Velasquez.
then what are you gonna do next? Eat your mom? And I actually, my parents just came back.
Came back? You mean
Came back, sorry, visited
for
China.
the
This
first
is
time?
going in my head.
Yeah, okay.
Visited for the first time in 6 years. I've been waiting so long for them to come visit me in China. You have no idea.
Yeah.
And I feel a little bit upset because like when I first moved here, I had all my fervor and energy and love for China. And I still love China, but at the same time, all that stuff that I thought was really exciting and cool, I kind of ignore now. Like it's not that exciting
Yeah, I mean,
anymore.
of course, it wears out. You get used to it. It just becomes a norm because
Sure.
it is norm. It is the norm here.
Right. So, like, I feel like they had a good time, but actually it made it worse. If they had come when I was new in China, it actually would have been easier on them because I would have known what's going to be weird for them.
Right.
But I'm so far, I don't know how you are, but I'm so far into living here. I kind of grew up here in my 20s, right? So
Sure.
my adult
Yeah,
life
same
was
here.
in China, and I didn't know what was going to, like, turn them off or make them feel grossed out or whatever. And it was pretty messed up sometimes,
Yeah.
you know? The stuff that really freaked them out. Like, what do we see today? Like
The
baby.
kids, yeah. Riding a scooter with your baby over your shoulder.
No
There's
helmet.
no helmet on the
But
baby.
they're wearing helmets.
Yeah. That's kind of normal when you live here. You get used to it. Also, when I first got here, I was like, how irresponsible is that parent, you know? But you get used to it.
Those kind of things, like, you know, I just kind of was like, whatever, it happens all the time, you know?
Yeah.
But it was other things like the smells. Like, I forgot how shit China smells. Like, no offense, like, seriously, it smells like shit.
Yeah, a lot of the time. Like today, we're at the shop and I don't know what happened, but I think someone like burst a sewer pipe. Like honestly, look, you could say talk like shit, like smells like shit, but it just smells a little rotten sometimes because we're in a very humid environment and you know there's like stuff flying outside. But
It's gonna make me puke.
today it literally smelled like shit because
The worst thing is that you said it's burst sewer pipe, but it smelled like fresh shit. Like a fresh
maybe
shit.
the sewer pipe burst as fresh shit was flowing through.
Oh yeah.
Either
You're
way,
right.
it was disgusting.
That
and
was-
overwhelming. But luckily, only for about 15 minutes, and then it was gone.
That was really bad. That was
Yeah,
really bad.
that's probably the worst in like a couple of years. Anyway, yeah, it does. The smells, you get used to them actually.
Right. Anyway, from your stupid pig-headed comment, I'm actually going to transition into the fact that just to talk about my parents' experience here.
Yeah.
My dad really loved everything about it. He thought everything was super exotic and fun, and he actually really liked the same stuff that I did, which was that actually I was surprised the culture, the food, all that kind of stuff. But my mom wasn't so into that kind of stuff. What she was into was the little things that she could compare to back home.
Yeah.
Right. So going to a shop and you know this is different or this is different. You know, Walmart and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, for both of them, it was a very eye-opening experience. And my mom, I think the last conversation we had, I was in Hong Kong in the airport.
Yeah.
We were eating Japanese noodles together.
Nice. Yeah.
And
Safe.
yeah, safe.
Yeah.
And she said, I don't know how you do it. I would never, ever live here. And I said, I totally understand that.
Sure. I mean,
Sometimes
for
I
all
wonder why I
people.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to talk about, you're talking about the dog meat thing, right? And I'm just going to
sorry, yeah.
I'm going to interject about this because I'm very much against that. You know, being a Western guy, we kind of raise dogs as part of our family, and like I've had lots of dogs growing up, like you know, which are really close and part of the family. So for me, the whole idea of eating dog meat is pretty abhorrent. Like I'm not someone who will go out and eat dog meat. I think I may have eaten it by mistake, maybe here. Like it's possible. I've never gone out to try and eat it.
Sure.
But I know that a lot of friends, like foreign friends of mine, they've actually sorted out. Like they want to go find dog meat to eat, just as like a shock value to have that little bucket list tick to say to their friends, hey, I ate dog meat in China, you know. And for me, it's like, okay, if that's really something you want to do and prove, it's fine. It's like maybe going skydiving, doing something.
Sure.
You know, it's like, it depends on the stage of life you're in. Because like when you're younger, especially, it's all about shock value. And
That's
it's all
what
about,
I was doing, yeah.
Yeah, it's all about going out
It's one of my
there
first
and like,
vids.
yeah, it's like, man, look, I'm doing something different, something you guys have never tried before, and you probably never will. Look how different I am, you know?
Actually, that's kind of, you actually brought up a really good point, and this is kind of a time capsule for us, right? You make videos so you can go back and look at your life, right?
Yeah.
And at that stage, if I go back and watch that video, that was almost 5 years ago, right?
Sure.
4 or 5 years ago when I first started my YouTube. And if I look back on that, I'm kind of embarrassed, not because I ate dog meat, just by the way I kind of portrayed it. Kind of like, look at this vein, you know, like all this shit.
I haven't seen it, yeah.
Yeah. So you know, when I look back on that video, I'm kind of embarrassed about the way it was portrayed, but like you said, it was a stage of your life. You know, it's kind of
everybody
what you go
goes through it. I went through some absolute stupid shit, and I did some completely stupid shit, which I thought at the time was gold and genius. You know, the difference is that usually those things don't end up on YouTube, so...
Sure.
You know, like
well, that's this day and age, isn't it?
If I had like recorded some of the crap I got up to when I was younger on YouTube, I'd be so ashamed.
Yeah, me too.
So
I'd be in jail.
Yeah.
I'm not embarrassed that I ate dog meat, and I think it's okay. But the thing is, when I actually think about it, I don't go to eat dog meat for fun.
Yeah.
It's only been for videos, pretty much, to show that people do. But people do, and don't let anyone tell you. And this is actually rampant in my comments. I don't know about yours. That us Chinese people don't eat dog meat.
Bullshit.
Shut up! You eat dog meat all the fucking time.
Yeah,
especially in Guangdong.
You know, I got a nice story though. It's like at one point, one of my work colleagues, I think it was, for this company I was working for, was a Chinese girl, and she was saying that like, yeah, they ate dog meat like when they were younger, but they stopped eating because
that's nice.
Because they had a pet dog. And
sure.
The one day they were cooking it, because it's a winter thing, and you cook it to like warm your blood or whatever. And they were cooking the dog meat, and their pet dog smelled it and basically went under the table and was whimpering.
No shit.
For the whole
Is that for
day.
real?
Yeah, for real. And since that happened, they stopped eating dog meat, the whole family. So yeah, you know, there's hope.
I wonder if someone put like renro, like human meat, in front of us, if we would be like, if we didn't know, if we'd be like, oh, that's fucked, I'm not gonna eat that. Think we would?
Well, I don't know, man. Maybe you can smell it. I don't really know. Well, dogs have got a good sense of smell.
Oh, true. Or maybe we're not that good at it.
I'd probably eat it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So instead of sending Winston a beer next time, send him some meat, human meat jerky.
No, that's okay. I'd rather not.
No, you're trying to get down. Trying to get down.
No, yeah.
Okay. Next is Bill Schmicko. Nice video. Wow, what a city explosion. In your video, it appears that you are hauling ass, which is cool. But I noticed that you don't have any handlebar mirrors. I know mirrors kind of breaks up the streamlined look of your bikes, but personally I like to see if a Ferrari or semi is barreling down my ass. Then again, I'm thinking of comparing traffic in Los Angeles to there.
Yeah.
Bill Schmicko. Shimko. I know you're a longtime subscriber of both me and Winston. And I really appreciate you following me, his, and Churchill Customs channel. So really big shout out to you. I kind of just dug myself in a hole on that one. I know it's incredibly dangerous. I totally understand it. But at the same time, when you are around bikes all week, and you know, as the main designer of the Moriarty, right? When you see this beautiful piece of art that you've created, it's kind of difficult to see these chintzy add-ons. And I know they're very important. I totally get that. Seriously, don't get me wrong. But it's tough when you see your baby grow up and it's your beautiful creation. You know, we work together.
These big Mickey Mouse ears. I'm going to come in on this and say that I always make sure mirrors are on my bike somehow or the other, but I try and make it as stylish as possible. We're still working out the kinks.
Right.
Because remember we had those under the handlebar ones and those worked?
They didn't work out.
Well, they worked stylishly.
Right.
Anyway, we're still working on that. And in C-Milk's defense, when you drive in China, you don't need to worry about Ferraris or semis or whatever barreling down on you, because you will always be faster than any
even
other
on a 125.
Yeah, people drive very slowly in China. Yeah. You'll be surprised, and it was a big shock when I first came here. You know, even on the highways, people very rarely.
No one passes.
Yeah, they very rarely are going over 120 kilometers an hour on the highways.
So rare. Yeah.
On normal streets, they're going 60
or less.
Yeah, 50, 40, 30. Some of them just stop.
Yeah.
So you know, you can be pretty sure that you're always going to be ahead of the traffic.
Yeah, thanks. That makes sense.
Yeah. Also, on top of that, not foolish or anything. Before turning anywhere, we'll always look. You know, so it's not like it's just blindly turning anywhere. It's like before you make a turn or stop or anything, you always check, make sure. It's not perfect. We're working on the design.
Actually, sorry if this gives you away, Bill, but I got your private email and you said that you were going to send me some Harley mirrors, and I actually just got the slip the other day. They were not lost in the mail like you thought they were. I actually have to pick them up tomorrow at the shipping depot.
So you getting Harley mirrors?
Yeah.
That's freaking cool.
I know.
It might work.
So thank you so much, Bill. And they're really stylish apparently, and he sent them all the way because he was worried. I really appreciate that.
That's freaking cool.
So
well done, Bill.
Tomorrow, Bill.
We'll see how they fit, because if they work,
we're looking forward to it.
Then we'll just put them on all our bikes in the future.
Sure.
Right.
Thanks, Bill. Lord Almighty.
Yeah, well, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah.
Can you show some enthusiasm? I was so happy in your videos.
Well, I mean, I'm very happy to be a part of your video, and I appreciate it very much. And,
We have to be different, though. We can't always.
Yeah, I understand, but I mean, look, okay, all right. I just want to take this tacky tag off. It's got the Construction Bank logo on there, right? Is that not the Construction Bank logo? What is that? It's like a freaking bank. 52% 500 ml. It's got a bank logo on it. Why would you drink something that comes from a bank? If it does, I don't know if it does, but it just doesn't
you have to
look.
be like a corrupt bank official to
Maybe.
be able to buy it.
Either way, it just doesn't look that appealing. It's like, Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's do it.
Yeah,
I think we'll lighten up. I know this has been a kind of a somber video.
Yeah,
We'll lighten up.
We'll
We'll
lighten
lighten up. Rancid
three?
pineapple, rancid. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's-
This is to my 3,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah. Cheers.
From your two to three.
By the way, like just congratulations to you because
Thanks. Appreciate it.
yeah, no, seriously, YouTube's a difficult game.
Yeah.
And
Especially now. Holy shit.
look, unless back in the day it was easy, but even when I started, it wasn't easy. It took
No,
me
I'm talking about like
years.
the very beginning was easy, but like it's
Yeah.
progressively gotten very difficult.
Unless you're like someone who's like playing video games, like quite honestly.
Honestly, fuck off YouTube
Yeah.
community because
Yeah.
like not the people that watch YouTube. I really
Yeah.
love YouTube, but the channels that are getting popular now are all gaming channels.
I know, it's like give me a break.
Yeah,
Like,
seriously.
I enjoy gaming just as much as the next person. I grew up in the 80s, you know.
We have
I'm
games
about-
all over
yeah.
our house.
Yeah, we did that Let's Play for
Yeah,
social.
we love games.
Link it.
Linked.
Linked, yeah, okay.
Let's play.
Yeah.
And so please subscribe